Hey everybody, this is Mehrban Iranshad and my great friend Peter Freeman, the man, the myth, the legend. It's always a pleasure to have Pete on with me. I really enjoy just learning from him, and he's got a great personality, and he's a great friend of the summit and myself. So welcome to everybody to this top 10 lessons learned from Tennis Summit 2021. Really excited to have you all here, and we already see a lot of great people, in the chat. But first off, Pete, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm happy to be here. And I am proud of you for pulling off another amazing summit, your fifth one, 2021 summit. Great job. How do you feel? How do you feel after this amazing effort?
Oh, thanks so much, Pete. Yeah, I feel good. I made sure to get a little more sleep than I was getting previously this week. It's obviously, as you put on a great event at the Tennis Con, so everybody should check that out in the fall. But yeah, I'm feeling good, more energy today, and I cannot complain. But yeah, I just want to shout out some people. So Raquel, Ola from Mexico, great summit. Thanks so much. Hey Jude, hello Pete and Mehrban. We've got
I see
Shelly.
best summit ever. We've got to
That's
put
that's
that up.
that's really nice. Yeah, thank you to Shelly. Thank you to Don has a question already too. We'll get to that soon. James, Bruce, Donald, Robert, Solly, thank you so much, and Andy.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, Pete, I'm excited to share these top 10 lessons. I mean, first off, like just any opening remarks or anything you want to share with us before I launch into it.
Well, no, I'm just looking forward to hear what you thought the top 10 lessons that you learned. And really, I know every time that I do the tennis con, it is great because you're in the thick of everything, Maribon. You're interviewing everybody, you're seeing all the videos come in, and it really is humbling. A lot of times you go, wow, there's a lot of amazing lessons. And I feel as a coach, and I'm sure the people out there who are watching who are fellow coaches and players, you feel like you have all kinds of ammunition to kind of feed to your students and yourself. So I can't wait to hear it. Why don't we start off with, should we just start off with number 10?
Sure, yeah, let's do that. So Peter and everybody, the first summit lesson that I have that was really illuminating was from Coach Jorge Capestani. And so what he brought to my attention through his session, and he had a couple, but one was on nerves and managing your energy levels. The tip here was to level up your match play with pressure drills. And what was very interesting is that he brought up the point that we do not really spend much time at all in pressure situations if you compare the number of points of those pressure situations to just our normal match play and our practice. And it's common, just like with everything else, if we're not practicing in the environment to which we want to succeed in, then we're not going to be able to perform, well most of the time, in that situation. So a great way to increase the amount of practice in these pressure situations is to introduce accountability and a pressure situation. So one very simple way to practice this is by performing one of his drills, which I believe is called 30 all. But basically, what it is you play a full set. There's variations of these too, actually. An even better one is to start at 4 all, 30 all. Okay, and
Mm.
so immediately you're starting in a very intense situation where every single point is extremely pivotal. So let's say I play against Pete. We start at 4 all in games. We start at 30 all each game. And there you go. So that's a great way to practice under pressure. And so there were a bunch of others, and I highly encourage you to check out his session if you have the all access pass. Or I have an announcement later on that I'll mention. But that was a great session about just creating situations for yourself to practice more often under pressure. And also, he made a point that it's interesting. The people who do not do well in these games, they don't like the games and they think it's stupid and everything. But that's really indicative that you need even more practice in these games, in these pressure games. So, Pete, what do you think about increasing pressure in your practices through these pressure type drills?
Yeah, I think a lot about what you just said. I mean, first of all, just starting off with Jorge. Jorge, I call him the Babe Ruth of these like summits because he always knocks out of the park. If you guys hadn't watched his, make sure you watch his if you still have a chance, because um, he is a master pro, USPTA, NPTR, and when you watch his presentations, you always know exactly why. 1% of coaches are masters in both of those, and he's one of them. As far as pressure in practice, it's so important. I remember as a junior, I played my best tennis with a coach that I was literally afraid to go to every practice, and I think that, and I'm not recommending that you should be afraid of your coach or you should be afraid of practice. I'm not necessarily saying that that is good, but I did perform the best in that I thought the matches were the easy part. And lots of times people look at the matches as the hard part. My practices were so intense, from just physical to just I was just kind of afraid of what he might do next. So I always felt pressure. And when I went and played tournaments, I didn't feel much pressure. So that, was maybe a coach I should have stayed with longer, looking back, even though it made me uncomfortable. And that's my final thing. You mentioned being uncomfortable. Actually, which is kind of interesting. In our junior program, this is a cool story. We have the Georgia Bulldogs head coach, son is in it. Okay. And he was having trouble with something. And I asked him if he knew who Eric Zier was. Eric Zier was the quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs a while back. He didn't know that because he's a young kid, and I thought he probably didn't know. And for a while, Eric Zier had the passing record for the most yards passed at University of Georgia, which is a big accomplishment because Georgia's an amazing program. And I worked at Home Bank for a little while, and he came in and was working at Home Bank, which is kind of weird. It was a loan company, right? Now I think he's the voice of the Georgia Bulldogs. Anyway, long story short, he said to everybody in the room, which I will never forget, he goes, "Do you want to know the real secret, the real key to success?" And of course, everybody's like, "Of course we do, right? We're all starting out. We all want to be successful." He said, "Get comfortable being uncomfortable." It's like the more you can do things that make you uncomfortable and get comfortable with that idea, you will be successful.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah. Such great advice there. Thanks so much for that, Peter. Let's see if we got some. Well, we have a bunch of questions here and comments. Let's see. 16-second cure from Robert. That's really good. Lynn really liked the Adam Blitcher's presentation. Fantastic. Tom said he likes your picture today. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, man. Looking good. Hey, clean shaven too and everything. That's fantastic.
Completely shaved the head because I don't go to the, not that I have much hair anyway. That's why I always have a hat on. But since COVID, I'm still a little bit leery to go to get my hair cut. So every time the hair is getting too long, I just take it
Smart.
off.
Smart man. Question here actually from Scipia. That's a good one. I agree about practicing under pressure, but it's tough to find folks to play pressure points for practice. What do you think about that, Pete?
It's tough to find folks to play pressure points for practice. Well, I do agree. I think it is one of the frustrations for adults out there is that you have, and I think that's why a lot of you guys come to online stuff because you have a junior development program, and then you have like adult clinics, right? I feel that sometimes at clubs the adults are not taken seriously. You have the clinics, but you have development for the juniors. They're not really looking to develop adults. And then a lot of the adults at clubs fall prey to that. They're like, I don't really want to work on things like I'm a junior. I just want to go out there and hit some balls, and I think the people that come online are looking for that next level of professionalism, care, even though, we know we're not going to be pros. I mean, we all like to carry ourselves as pros or seriously. And so I agree. It could be hard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you have to find other ways of accountability as well. So you just have to be kind of creative if you can't find
Oh, well, you
that
can
many
do it on
people.
your own completely. I mean, that's one of
Yeah.
the things that I do in my challenges. I tell people like, okay, let's try and make 7 out of 10. And if you don't make 7 out of 10, let's run a sprint or do some push-ups. Like try and build your own fear into it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Oh yeah, well, Andy, we'll get to that one too. That's a real good 4-shot one. So yeah, that's actually hilarious, Andy, because guess what my next one is here on the list. So, the next tip that I wanted to share that was really fantastic from Summit Coach Craig O'Shaughnessy was talking about the first 4 shots, and a lot of us have this. Um, I guess maybe myth that we believe, which is that consistency is the key, and yet obviously yes, like it's very good to be consistent, but the problem is that the problem with that is that a lot of us have been brought up to practice this very long rallies, just back and forth 20, 30 shots, and we spend very little time on the serve and return. But I want to give you some statistics that I got from Craig, so credit to him on this. But in the 2015 Australian Open, he analyzed all the points, and he found that 70% of the points end in 0 to 4 shots, 0 being a double fault. So that right there is extremely illuminating. But then many of you may think or ask the question of, oh, well, that's the pro game. What about amateurs? But then he also took a look at all the points played at the 2019 Tennis Congress, which has amateur tennis players there, and found that about 67% of the points ended in 4 shots or less. So it's very, very close. And yeah, so I mean that just kind of shows you that we have to practice our serve a lot. We have to practice our return. We have to practice our serve +1 and our return +1. And again, that one of the other stats, which is basically the same thing, is that the average rally length in those amateur matches there was 3.3 shots. So you need to really practice with specificity for tennis in all aspects. So this also applies to the rallies, obviously. So you want to practice, the first 4 shots religiously and integrate that into your training more so than just these long rallies. Obviously it's fine if you're working on technique and rhythm and everything, but then you want to make sure that you focus on those first 4 shots. So any thoughts, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things, again, I'm working with some juniors. We're in a high performance program, and it's one of the things that I have noticed with the juniors that I really want to get a chance to talk about with them is that exact stat. And I think a lot of us do this. We feed the ball in and we just kind of work our way up into the rhythm. And so maybe we're starting to move at full, like, our engines are going maybe around shot 5, 6, or 7 when we're in our rallies and we're just practicing cross courts or whatever. And we're very kind of slow our first couple of balls, to kind of build that rhythm. And I think that's probably the number one reason when you think about it, why so many of us miss that first shot, because it's not like that at all when you serve. You serve, you land, that ball's back. You got to be intense. You can't like gradually warm up your feet once a point starts. Those first couple shots are like grabbing a bull by the horns, holding on, not falling off, and then you can maybe work yourself into a rhythm rally where most of us just start off the rally and just kind of like barely move our feet. And then as we hit a couple of balls, we'll notice that we had a great rally. We're all of a sudden grunting and moving better. But in a match, get that opportunity. It's already over before all that stuff happens that you're doing in your practice.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for that, Pete. Let's see. Got a question here. Ralph, how's it going, Ralph? With the first 4-shot approach, is it more important to hit a stronger serve, or is it better to just get first serves in to pressure the returner? What do you think about that, Pete?
I think it's really a lot of this is knowing your game, and yeah, if you hit a big serve, how often, what percent would it be going in? What percent can you make your first serve in? And what's the reward? Is the ball definitely not, if you serve a bomb, do you have an 80 or 90% chance of it not coming back? or is it 40 or 50? If it's only 40 or 50, get more first serves in. If you can serve like Roddick at your club, if you can be like the local Roddick at your club, then maybe it's worth it to go for more risky serve. But the thing about it's just a mindset. When I'm even playing somebody who has an average serve, and let me know if you guys are different. When I'm playing somebody who has an average serve, a serve that doesn't blow me away off the court, their first serve, my goal is always to get the ball back in and get into a rally. Their second serve, my goal is always to attack, even with somebody who's just got an average serve. So you don't want to give your opponent that mindset too often when you're serving. Like, I'm attacking. You want them to be thinking, oh man, I'll just be happy if I get into a rally. That's what I usually think about when I'm returning a first serve. I can just get in a rally, I'm happy. Second serve, I want to take it to you. So got to get more first serves in.
Yeah, totally agree with that, Pete. Thank you for that. Let's see. So let me see if there's any. I know there were some questions up here, actually. Okay, so Don, can you talk about the windshield wiper? So Pete, this kind of reminds me of when you went through your, I forgot the exact name. Was it the upgrade your forehand? Was it where you got
Yes.
these lessons from incredible people, Rick Macy, and was it?
Yep.
Did you get one from Jeff too?
Jeff Saldenstein, Mark Kovacs, and Jeff Greenwald.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, anything on the windshield wiper about that, or just anything else from your coaching? Any comments?
Well, I mean, a lot of it, first of all, windshield wipers great for relaxation. That was one of the things that Rick had me do. He had me actually finish below my knees in one drill. And he's not saying that that's the way you're always going to get your forehand, but he felt like I could use some more relaxation. So certainly doing that helps. But it also really helps your shape. A lot of times when I'm thinking about windshield wiper shots, I might be thinking about a topspin lob. I'm definitely thinking angle returns. And I'm also thinking about a short approach shot. Sometimes when I get a short ball approach shot and I need that ball to go up and down fast, I'm thinking about a windshield wiper follow through. So, that windshield wiper finish should lots of times match your intent for your shot.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that. Let's see if we have anything else. Oh, Lisa, so how do you not over attack the second serve and miss more than make that return? So, Pete, you can go ahead or I can go ahead, whatever you want.
Why don't you go, and
Yeah.
I'll follow up if you haven't mentioned anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I think with this, like the biggest thing in talking with a lot of great coaches is, giving yourself still a big target. You don't want to necessarily go for the sidelines or like the, crazy angles. By just going in the middle of the court and deep, that's a very safe target that you can give yourself, which, you can cause the opponent to then give you a short ball. So it's not about going for the winner. It's about just setting up the next shot. And when you, again, return to the middle and deep, that's just a great target, which you're high percentage, and it'll set you up for the advantage in the point.
Yeah, I like that. Here's something I've been working with my student on who he's got really nice strokes. He loses, in his words, not my words, he loses to quote unquote pushers. So we've been working on attacking. I've been hitting like powder puff serves to him, and he's actually crushing the ball. And I told him, like, you're crushing the ball right now. You can literally hit this shot all day long if you have the confidence to. But I also know, because I've been there myself, there's certain points in the match where you don't feel confident. You don't feel like you can hit that shot. That's okay. Don't force it then. Like always kind of measure your confidence meter. If you feel good and you're moving your feet and you trust your shot, go for it. Go for some knockout blows. Okay. But you're not going to be able to do that for 3 sets straight. That doesn't mean you have to go the flip side of that and then just turn into the pusher yourself. You can then do what Mehrban's doing. Talk about, hitting it deep up the middle. I also like when you're nervous, but you still want to apply pressure. I love chip and charge. Just hit the ball low and short. Come to the net. Lots of people don't deal with that ball well. I love what Rafa does. Rafa puts a lot of pressure on you for second serves by doing what? A lot of times Rafa even drops back more. Sometimes he goes forward, but a lot of times you'll notice on his second serve, he'll drop back more and he'll hit a high, heavy topspin to the backhand. Now, that's a great way to stay on offense, but play really conservative if you have that shot, because that most of the time you're going to make that. That's a shot you can probably develop and make that almost all the time. And most players you're going to play against are not going to handle that ball very well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Thanks for that, Peter. Let's see what else we got. Lynn, amen. Adults and senior players often are not taken seriously by some pros. Fortunately, the older adults, 3.5 level I teach in clinics, love learning high performance oriented techniques and tactics. Excellent. Let's see. James, Jeff Salzenstein lesson on elbow the enemy made a huge difference in my serve during this week's matches. Great seminar. Love that. That's huge, and that's part of why it's great to have the library if you have the all access pass, because then you can just go back anytime and check out the lessons and keep learning. So great job, James.
Yes. By the way, I want to interrupt you. That's okay.
Yes, for sure.
I'm done. I just want to interrupt you. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So one of the things I promised as a bonus, I will be giving a bonus away tonight if you get the lifetime access pass of my 10 favorite lessons from my tennis cons, which is very similar to Mehrban's Tennis Summit. And we also talked about Tabata workouts that I do. And then a lot of people started putting in the chat last time, like, I want to see the Tabata workout. I want to see it. And I did say I was trying to get it done by Friday. I failed. But the good news is I got it done today. It's all edited. So anybody sign up tonight, you will now have 11 bonuses. You will have the 10 lessons from Tennis Con, besides Mehrban is all his bonuses, and you will have my Tabata workout, which I went and I felt great after I did it.
Awesome. I mean, I appreciate that so much, and like the value is ridiculous. Like, let's get that out of the way. So we'll talk more about that later on. David, hi from Maryland. Thank you so much. I wonder where in Maryland you are. You don't have to divulge that, but I'm there too. So, all right, Pete, let's keep going. And so number 3 of the top lessons, and it'll help a lot more if you go to the fitness session that I'm referring to. I did a live session with Dean Hollingworth, a live workout. Yeah, he's real good. And it just really, again, opened my eyes to just how powerful it is to have your workouts be tennis specific, because a lot of players, often you just do general gym exercises, bench press and other things, bicep curls, and those are totally fine. But I mean, the main tip is really just go to that workout and look at it. And, some of the exercises that were my favorite that you need to integrate into your routine are lateral hops, really, really good for training your lateral movement and stability. And then I'll just give you like the exercise routine that we did with Dean, besides the warm-up, which is crucial. Which the first one was the squat to reverse lunge, so great for your lower body. The next one was a plank where you move side to side with your arms and legs, wonderful for your core. And then we did a dead bug, which is brilliant for the core. We did lateral lunges, fantastic for the lower body. And then we did the single leg bridge, which is excellent for your lower body and your glutes. So again, I named these exercises just because I want to give you, the best ones, the ones that we did that are really excellent. But you should go back to that workout with Dean, the live workout, and check that out. And I am going to make that my workout, one of my workouts weekly moving forward. So I really highly encourage you to first, take a look at what is your actual workout routine, and then make it more tennis specific. And then if you go to these fitness sessions, whether it's the one with Satoshi Ochi, who's the head of strength and conditioning at USTA Player Development, who works with all the top American pros, or it's Dean, or it's Nathan Martin with the TRX workout, they're going to set you up basically with like your own workout plan that you can do. And that's worth a lot by its own. And like when I was listening to these presentations on the workouts, all of them, but even those ones especially, I was just so excited, to change up my routine and get a better, more efficient and tennis specific workout. So yeah. Any thoughts on that, Peter?
I think it's great, and I'm proud of you when I see you on video doing the workout.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I was a little apprehensive, to be honest, because this particular week was obviously a rough one. You know, stayed up late, woke up earlier, so I wasn't able to work out like I normally do. So I made sure to hydrate. I had a precision hydration drink and ate well, and it worked out okay. Although I have to admit, I got a little bit lightheaded on the very last set. So, but survived. So,
Good job. Good
yeah,
job.
awesome. Thank you, thank you. So let's see what else we got. Sipia, I enjoyed Dr. Kovac's workouts. Fantastic. Oh, David, Ellicott City. Very nice. Very nice. Not too far. Jude, Dean's session was terrific. Agreed. Mark, Mehrban was a great sport in that routine. It was really helpful seeing a student / client follow the instructions. Thank you so much, Mark. All right, DC. What is the best way to get juniors to hit real second serves and stop pushing if they shy away from hitting kick serves? So, the man who did the great slice serve session, what do you think?
This is this same question, by the way. Everybody should listen to this because this goes for adults and this goes for juniors. And the serve. What's interesting is with the juniors that I'm working with right now, their ground strokes are amazing. Like, wow, some of these kids are 13, 14. I'm afraid to hit with them. I mean, I can hit with them, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's impressive. Very few out of the group do I go, wow, that's an amazing serve. Everybody's got glitches, hitches, issues, and that goes for the adults too. Why is it? Because it's a technical rite of passage. It's like playing a video game, and it's like one of the last levels, or it's a level that's really tough to pass. And a lot of people are not willing to do the work to get it. Whether you're a junior DC, whether you're an adult, especially now that you have this, what I was able to do with the juniors on Friday is because I was kind of like talking to the director of the program. Again, this is a program I'm just helping out with. I'm not running the program. I said I want to help the kids with their serve, so they sent me the kids, and we got out the video camera and we were videoing them serving so they could see. And I had them tell me what they saw their issues were. They were able to identify a lot of the issues. Some of them they weren't, and I showed them. Like, oh yes, okay. And then we worked on that. But what I stressed to them was they need to do a lot of work on their own. Now that the serve, it's the excuse is it's hard. It is hard. Very few people get it. That is your excuse. But there is no excuse if you want to get it not to get it. You get the video camera every single time you serve. You have your goals. You know what your issues are. You get your basketballs out there. You go through the drills, especially if you're doing online instruction. You should have a ton of great drills to where you're breaking it down. That's the other thing too. These serves need to be broken down into segments and progressions. Even this one girl who had a high elbow. She had a high elbow. So I told her, I want you to stand like this. Don't do your wind up. I want you to stand like this. I want you to look at your elbow, feel it, get into the tilt, then retoss it and go just from there. Okay? I told her that's exactly what I want her to do. I get everybody started. I come back. I look at her. She's doing her full motion, elbow super high. A lot of people will be told exactly what to do and still not to do it. The only thing she said was, oh, I know I have a high elbow. Then I made her do it with me. She first time she did it, it was absolutely perfect. But the X factor question is she going to be willing to do that by herself month after month? Because just doing it once is not getting it. Rant over.
Oh, I mean, not a rant, just a great piece of advice. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I'm glad you're focused on that, though, DC. It's crucial. Just some more really nice comments. Jude, thank you so much. Mehrban was the man. I tried. Hillary, you looked in fine form. Thank you so much. Robert, I enjoyed your 4 exercises. Thank you. And Jerry, Mehrban, what a heroic job. Amazing selection of presenters,
Okay,
especially
enough
Pete.
about how great you were in your workout.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. I love seeing it. But thank you guys and gals so much. So let's see. Let's get to the next one then. So this one's kind of short, but I found it to be very helpful because it's another misconception. So the tip is to try to make the minimal amount of steps that you can to get to the ball. And I was taught the opposite as well. And I got some emails about this from some of the attendees, how they were really appreciative of this advice. Where, I guess we were taught. To take small little steps, and then so you see players, they just take a ton of small steps from the very beginning, and then it's taken them so much more time to get to the ball. Where when you analyze the best athletes, and I'm taking this from Dr. Mark Kovacs's movement session, he had some clips of I think Novak Djokovic, and if you look at him, he's going from the middle of the court or maybe even farther out to the single sideline in like 2 steps. And it just illuminates that, what you want to try to do is get to the ball, like I said, in the fewest amount of steps. And then, of course, you can make little adjustment steps if you need to. But that is just a big misconception that we were taught before in a long time, or for a long time, that I wanted to bring up. So how about, have you seen this issue with your students too, that you've had to correct, Peter?
Yeah, I really myself, I took a lesson with Jeff Saldenstein, and he was telling me I was taking too many steps, and he helped me do
Yeah.
probably the same thing Mark Kovacs is doing, is getting out to the ball within a couple of steps. And you really have to work at it. You really have to think about it. It felt awkward to me because I am used to taking maybe too many steps. With that said, though, I think lots of times, when you have to go to something or get out of the way of something, the move should be big and explosive, right? But as you're getting to the ball, especially I would say it's probably more balls in the middle of the court and going up to the ball, things like that is where it is important still to take those little tiny adjustment steps to be dancing to the last point of impact. When you're going out wide to a shot, you're not going to have time to take those little adjustment steps at the end. It's usually just one last lunge to hit the open stance, and then back to the middle. But when balls are coming more to the center, it is important lots of times to get out of the way and then to do like a nice little cha-cha-cha to make sure you're really set and then hit.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for that additional help there and advice, Peter. Let's see, what else? Lynn, I teach second serves first, so students learn kicks and slices first, then try to perfect the first serve last. I like it. Great approach.
Definitely good.
For sure. Steven, water bottle in left hand for forehand shadow swing is brilliant. Micah Babel has a very cool approach. Yeah, very good approach. I remember Emma Doyle also saying that. So I don't know if they both said that or just Emma. But anyway, I'm glad you liked that tip. Let's see. Jamie taught completely different movement before. Yeah, true. It's happened to a lot of us. Movement drills, Jude. Okay, Paul, what can I have my students do to pick up their intensity? What do you do, Pete?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think a lot of it is self-motivation no matter what, but it's creating that intense environment. It's creating that environment of that you guys are a family. This is what we're working on actually now that I'm working in this high performance program, and this guy's always talking about family. We're all family. It's all about hard work. It's all about accountability. Your energy affects everybody else's energy, all things like that. I think you can never, we're always looking for inspiration. I think you can never just show enough inspirational videos. Like one video that I saw recently that really, spoke to me is this guy, his name was Chris Jackson Abdul Rauf. He was a basketball player. He was like, they called him the original Steph Curry. And he was a very intense worker. And he said that he was at a high school practice one time and his coach told him, they told the whole group, but again, he was probably the only one who really took it to the next level. His coach told him, every second you guys waste in practice is one you'll never get back. And that lit a light bulb with him going, yeah, shoot, he's right. Like every time I'm screwing around, doing this, doing that, not giving 100%, I can't get it back. And when you're trying to get to be the best, if you want to plan the best college teams or whatever, if you want to go win the best tournaments in the area, or you want to become a pro, depending on what level you want to get to, you know, there are other people out there that are actually making the most of their time. And the earlier that juniors understand that, the better they're going to get. Especially, it's really tough to be a junior in today's world. Another thing I told the kids was, you know, you guys are not competing against the, 20 kids here today. You're not competing against the state or even the country. In today's college scene, you're literally competing against the world. The world wants to come get your college scholarship, and the world is getting it. You know, you go play, if you're an American playing on the team today, 80 to 90% of the scholarships in the van ride to the match are held by foreigners, not by Americans. So you got to work your butt off if you want one of those.
You sure do. You sure do. Great advice there, Pete. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Let's see. One more question real quick, and then I'll go to the next one. William, how do I avoid hitting the ball long when running up for a very short ball? I mean, just some quick ones. You obviously want to be using topspin. You want to take a look at your footwork. You want to make sure about your balance. Any other ones, Pete?
Yes, I'm looking for something I can use as a racket. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the Tennis Industry magazine. Oh, look at congratulations to Rafa today. So most of the time when we hit our shots, we're thinking about making contact with the ball like this, right? Boom. Well, if you run up to a short ball and you're making contact like that, if you do this from the baseline, you're going to hit a nice, solid shot. You do this as you're running up to the short ball, when the court's a lot less, you're going to miss. So you want to think about almost like skimming a blade of grass. I always visualize my racket going over the ball like that in the short court. So the ball will spin up and down on the other side. Can you guys see that? It looks a little blurry, but that's the way I think about my racket going at the ball rather than a traditional hitting through the ball as I would on a ground stroke.
Love it. Thanks, Pete. It's great. All right, let's go to the next tip. Just want to take that off. All right. Oops. Okay. So the next tip that I have for you today, and I just want to make sure I get to my list here, is physical routines in between points. So I hope that you were able to catch Jeff Greenwald's presentation. He always does a great one for us. And I'll try to make it quick, but it's very important that you're able to focus and also refocus in your matches. And, when I was talking to Jeff, the main theme of everything that he talked about was really just having focus and not letting extraneous things distract you, whether it's, your opponent all of a sudden coming back from when you had a big lead before, or if it's your friends and family who are watching you. And the way to do that is to have a routine in between points. And so a quick and easy one for you all is to slap your thigh, then feel your feet on the ground, and then adjust your strings. And in particular, the one about feeling your feet on the ground, it's very interesting because as soon as you do something like that, or when I tried that, then it instantly just took away all my thoughts about anything else and just had, shifted my focus to that for that moment. And it got me just refocused. And that's pretty much the fifth tip for me is just having these physical routines in between points and reestablishing normality with them is really, really helpful. And I highly encourage you to try it and to check out Jeff's session if you can, because that's a really great one to help you with the mental game. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look at our master today, Rafa Nadal. The master, is he not the all-time master of routine? And does anybody handle pressure better than him? Winning that 7-5 in the third to win, I don't know, was that his 11th Barcelona trophy, something ridiculous like that against a very hungry Tsitsipas, a very capable Tsitsipas who played pretty awesome. A lot of pressure. And that was the thing. When you watch Rafa, everybody makes fun of his idiosyncrasies, but when you look at it, he's giving himself a bunch of chores to do out there. He's getting his water bottles set. He's obviously got his little routine that he does that everybody kind of makes fun of with this and this. When this one, he had I don't know if I ever quite seen him like this. He had like a definite pattern of walking to the net, and then like it was weird. He was like walking
I
in a
saw
box
that.
to change,
Like an
and I
L,
think
yeah.
that was a new one. But obviously he does that intentionally to like those routines become more important than the match. It's like he just has a way of focusing on what he's supposed to be doing at all times. And so it's amazing how he does it.
Truly is, but it works so well. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe. Yes, that's also a good one, Becky. Let's see. All right, so I'll go to the next one because we still have some other stuff to cover. So the next lesson that I took from the summit is from Louis Caillet, who's coached a whole slew of world number one doubles players, including Jamie Murray. He works for the LTA in Great Britain. And so he said that the British doubles system is all about making the opponents lose by making mistakes and pressuring them. So the three main tenets of the British system is number one, attempt to make them attempt low percentage shots due to our positioning. The second one is to make them feel pressured through our movement. And the third one is to make them feel uncertain because of our variation. So I thought that these were three fantastic principles to follow. If you have them in your mind as the ultimate goals, and then from that strategy, then you can implement tactics to achieve these strategies. You will do fantastic. You will, you're going to change up the way you play. You're going to cause chaos and confusion with your opponents. You're going to make them make the mistakes. And as we all know, tennis is a game of errors, not winners. So I think that these principles from Louis Caillet and the British doubles system are really, really excellent, and ones that if you all follow, you'll really succeed very much in doubles. So, what do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, watching the Bryan brothers, one of the things that is just so in your face, they especially like to attack the net person, and then one of the Bryan brothers will really hug that middle. So then that person who's volleying and getting attacked, they feel that all they can really do is put the ball back at the striker. And so they just kind of break teams down like that. When you watch them play, they would get certain balls, and then all of a sudden they'd attack the net person, and then the other brother would come on in and put that court positioning pressure on, and the person would either just miss the volley because they just felt like they had no options, or they'd make the mistake and go to the net person. The net person would come and poach it away, or the striker would hit a winner. And they did that all the time. And I believe in Will's course, they always called it, they love to pinch the middle.
Yeah, yeah. They're incredible, and definitely miss them on tour. Let's see. So we have Jude. Yes. Donald, feeling your feet during the point works too. I like it. Definitely focusing on footwork during points is great. Tom, about getting juniors to be more intense. We heard Rick Macy, the great ones are wired differently. That is very true. And then Mark, as a fit 55-year-old who never learned to jump on his serve while I was a junior, how important is it that I do it now that I'm getting back into tennis? I have a decent no-jump serve now. What do you think about that, Pete?
I have a big philosophy on that. I
Excellent.
compare it to basketball. So how do you know when you're ready to jump? Okay. And how do you know that jumping will be better and make the serve? Have I been lost? Can you hear
Are
me?
you? Yeah, you're back. You're good.
Okay. So when you first start playing basketball, probably the easiest way to make a layup is to literally just stand by the basket and shoot off the backboard and put it in. That's probably easiest. The next thing is to do like a one skip jump and lay it in. And then the final thing is to dunk the ball, right? So for LeBron James, the highest percentage for him to do is to jump up and just dunk it in the basket. He's going to make that 100% of the time. He could lose his focus and miss, a layup where it's probably harder for him to keep both feet on the ground and put it in the basket, but he probably can do that. Also, though, I bet you he learned in that exact order. I bet you LeBron first learned to stay on the ground, put it in the basket, then do a little skip jump, and then he probably worked a long time on the dunk. Almost all kids, because I was friends with a lot of people on the basketball team when I was growing up, they almost all worked so hard and they, would all say, I got my dunk. I almost dunked. So think about that in tennis. You probably should first develop really great fundamentals on the ground. Then you can step through, like bring the other leg around, and then you can work on your jump. And you have to then be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is when I jump in the air, do I feel the same control as when I'm on the ground? LeBron James feels the same control in the air dunking as he feels on the ground. When I serve, I do feel the same control jumping as I do on the ground. But I know a lot of my students don't. When they leave the ground, all their body controls goes off. So those students should be staying on the ground and keep working on the jump if they definitely want to get it at some point, but they're not ready to use it in the match. Hopefully that helps.
Definitely helps, I think. It's a great one. Thanks, Pete. Let's see. My twin boys, twin 16-year-old boys, one is lefty, another is right-handed. What is the best position for them? Doubles-wise, you mean, I guess?
Almost all lefties want to return on the ad side. End of story.
Yeah. There you go. Boom. Very nice. All right, let's keep going with the lessons here. So the next one is a mental game lesson, and I think actually Jorge also talked about this, but he said that playing great tennis means you must be in the present. And even though this has some connection to the fifth tip, I wanted to bring it up because of how he explained it. And he said that a lot of the players who don't do as well in the mental game arena, it's either because they're in the past or in the future when they're talking to themselves. So an example of the past is saying things like, you're a choker, you suck, things like that. It means that you're thinking about the past, what has gone on and mistakes and all that. And then other players are in the future and they're nervous and they're thinking thoughts like, if I win, I'll be happy, or just get this game and then blah, blah, blah. But the optimal place to be is in the present. And when you're in the present, then you're focused and you're planning. So language that you the way you talk to yourself when you're in the present is you say things like, all right, serve to his backhand on this point, or come in on the next short ball, or let's get this return deep and down the middle. That's where you want to be. So whenever you're playing and you feel yourself talking to yourself, in this past or future voice, you need to flip the switch, as Rick Macy says, actually, and get yourself talking in that sort of planning manner where you're in the present and you're talking about your next moves. This is the ideal state that you need to be in. So I just want you to be aware of that lesson and to catch yourself when you're not staying in the present. So any thoughts on that, Pete?
Well, we already covered it with, the rituals are a great way to stay in the present. And I think that's what Rafa does so well, is he relies on those rituals to forget about the past point, to not be thinking about the future point. All he's thinking about is like literally tugging on his shorts, or pulling his hair, or doing a certain walk, or placing his water bottles. And it reminds me of a saying that Phil Jackson, who coached the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers, he had dynasties with both of them. And when he was with the Chicago Bulls, he created a saying for the team: chop wood, carry water. He was like a big history buff of Indian culture, and it basically meant like, there's lots of things going on in your life. You guys are all obvious superstars. Dennis Rodman's going to Las Vegas every second, and Michael Jordan, the greatest player on the planet, and they have so many different stories. It's easy for them to lose focus as a team. But he says, once you step through and you're on the court with us, that's the only thing you can do. You can't be at a Vegas party. You can't be signing autographs. You're not at a press conference. You're on the basketball court. So it's like that mindset of when you're chopping wood, the only thing you're doing in the world is chopping wood. And that's the only thing you're focused on. And when you're carrying the water, that's all you're focused on is carrying the water. And easier said than done, but we should all try and live by that.
100%, Pete, 100%. So let me get my next one in and we'll go back to the question. So the next lesson, and this is, something that I actually did not think was the case for a while, but, after talking to several coaches, I do think that this is correct. So the lesson is that the slice serve is the best serve to learn first. And so a couple of reasons why is that it's easier to learn this serve than the kick serve. It's a lot tougher in my experience to learn the kick serve. And then, the slice serve is very effective because you can get your opponents way off the court. And then you can, hit into the open court or wrong foot them. And you can also vary the height. So this is something that I didn't think about, initially, because I was thinking about how the kick serve, it's such a safe serve, which is very true. But even with the slice serve, you don't necessarily have to be skimming the net every single time. You can, get some height on it. It just depends how you strike it. And, if you want to learn, how to dominate with the slice serve, then you should definitely check out Peter's slice serve lesson. I just think that it's a simpler serve to learn for most people, simpler to execute, and still gives you a lot of great advantages. So, if you're maybe struggling to learn the second serve with the kick serve, maybe you just want to look towards seeing how you can do better with your slice serve, and then later on, going to the kick serve. So, it could be a little controversial. I don't know, but what do you think about this take, Pete?
Obviously, it's my video, so yeah, I'm I agree 100% with myself. So, when you guys think about it logically, you got three serves. You got flat, kick, slice. Flat, of course, it's great to hit a bomb down the tee, over 100 miles an hour, ace. Nothing feels better than that. But can you do that consistently in a match? Obviously, no, you can't. The kick serve is a great serve to have, but I do think it definitely requires some athleticism, some flexibility, strong legs. I've seen some players who have a pretty good kick serve and they don't have to do a big jump or they don't have to arch their back. I've seen it done. But for the most part, lots of times when you see somebody with a really good kick serve that really bounces and does something to you and gets off the court, most of the time they've got nice flexibility all in here in their chest, and they're able to arch their back a little bit, even though you shouldn't be arching from your back. It's more about opening your chest. They've got a lot of racket head space, head capability, and usually they jump. With a slice serve, you literally can just throw the ball out to the side. It's an easy toss. Okay, so the toss isn't in a tough location. Doesn't have to go over your ball cap, and you don't have to be swinging like this. It's right here to the side. It's super easy, and you do not have to jump. You can hit a great slice serve on the ground. It does not require a lot of athleticism. I would say the only thing it really requires that I think helps is a fast release. If you got a fast release, even if you can just basically be here to here and be good doing that, you can get a lot of action on that ball no matter what level you are, and you can make that your first and second serve, and you can hit it all over the box.
Yeah, for sure. And Jude said Pete's slice serve was sick. So if you want to learn how to hit a sick slice serve, look at Pete's lesson, and you probably need the all access pass for that. Yeah. What's that?
I said, get it. It's worth it.
Yeah,
just that
definitely.
lesson alone.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, you're gonna dominate. So let's see. The next lesson. Oh wow, it's almost 9. That is crazy. The next lesson is the definition of mental toughness is the ability to play normal in matches. And so this is a quick one, but basically a lot of players, they end up putting up too much pressure on themselves to play great in big matches. And, when you do that, then that's a recipe for disaster most of the times. And what you end up doing is you just get too nervous and you don't play well at all. So you should adjust that to tell yourself that, I just want to be able to play normal and execute my game plan. And when you do this, it relieves a lot of pressure on yourself, and that'll help you to execute and play better. So that's a simple tip, but I think it's a really good one to adjust your approach to, how well you want to play in matches. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That's another Jorge Capistanism. And, when we think about matches, we get juiced, right? So, like, I know every time that I am going to play a match, it's like, I want to play the greatest match ever. Like you get hyped for matches. And so you have this expectation in your head that you're going to you're going to be in the zone, you're going to play unbelievable, you're going to hit the best shots of your life. And so to build that up as your goal, come on, it's not very realistic. It might happen sometimes. I'm not saying don't get excited about playing your match, but it is a lot better of a mindset to go, okay, I'm going to go out there and if I can just play my normal game, that's going to be good enough. My expectation is play normal. It's to control what I can control. It's to really know my game and what shots work in different situations of the court and what shots I hit more effectively in my own style than somebody else's style. And, that's really just getting to know yourself as a player and knowing the right moments to use your stuff.
Yeah, 100%, Pete. And just some really nice comments about your slice serve presentation. So, Lynn said, I loved Pete's slice serve presentation. And Mark said, after watching Pete's presentation on the versatility of the slice serve, my first serve percentage went way up in the match I played after watching that. Thank you. That's amazing. Don't you feel so good after hearing this, Pete?
I do. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's amazing. And yeah, so great stuff. Is it advantageous being a lefty to hit a slice serve from Jude?
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. Of course it is, because you're going to the backhand. But, what I did point out in that same video was a lot of people will say, a lot of righties just think, oh, you're so lucky you're a lefty. Like we kind of own the slice serve. Not true at all. I love to point out that match, great classic match between Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. Every big point on the deuce side, they almost always went out to wide. And think about that. Think about the advantage you have as a righty serving to another righty. You get to pull them off the court for their strongest shot. You get to make them stretch on their forehand rather than being in the sweet spot and crush it. So if you have a good righty slice, you can make them stretch on their weapon, and then you've got a whole wide open court to do what? To attack their backhand. Lefties, you could look at it as a disadvantage in a little bit of a way. So if you're playing somebody with an awesome forehand, you get to go after their weakness, but then you've got to go attack their strength. As a righty, you get to attack their strength, but make them stretch on their strength, get a weak reply from their strength, and then go attack their weakness. So I don't want to hear this any more whining from righties about lefties.
Yeah, neither do I. Great stuff. Let's see. Critical to have a game plan / your strategy. That is very true. Let's see. Jamie, I do like to use my slice and kick serves as first serves. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a great way to go. A higher percentage.
By the way, Mark, tree is not still a thing because that's when I grew up playing. So that's what we said.
Do
you say tree?
Yeah, I still say it.
Maybe it is still a thing. I'm going to ask the juniors if treeing is a thing tomorrow, and I guarantee you no one's ever heard of it.
Yeah,
but yes,
juniors,
we used to say it all the time.
Yeah.
You're treeing right now.
Yeah, me too. Cool. So let me go to the next one. Yeah, for sure, Becky. Definitely appreciate you attending. Let's see. So the next one that I have is, so I really like this one. This is from Louis as well. So Louis Caillet. In doubles, never hit to the forehand twice. I thought this was a very simple tip, but it's a really good one because, I mean, on vast majority of players, their backhands are weaker than their forehands, and so you're just going to get much tougher volleys. Imagine like playing somebody like Jack Sock, for example. You hit to the forehand, they're going to just destroy it at you versus the backhand. It's much easier to handle. So a very simple tip, but I really like it, and just thought I'd bring it up for you all as a good lesson. Good piece of advice.
Nice, straightforward tip. I like it.
Yeah. And a bonus tip, I was so impressed by Satoshi Ochi, and he mentioned that
Is he the
Dartfish.
creator of Bitcoin?
Oh my gosh. No, that's a different guy.
I couldn't help the joke.
I know. It's the same, like basically, similar, same first name, I think. But Pete and I talk a little bit of crypto here and there. But yeah, so basically there's a dartfish.tv strength and conditioning. If you go to that page, incredible, like over 200 videos of exercises that you can check out. It's amazing, and that's just a little bonus tip if you're trying to construct a routine. I thought it's just a great resource. So those are my 10 plus 1 tips, and let's see. Maybe I'll do a quick recap. What do you think? Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'll just blow this up. So do you see it full screen now?
I see it, but it needs to be bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Way bigger.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. Is this better?
That's better.
Awesome. Yeah. So these are the top 10 lessons from Tennis Summit 2021. Number 1, level up your match play with pressure drills. Number 2, first 4 shots are the key. Number 3, make your workout specific to tennis. Number 4, take the least amount of steps to get to the ball, and then you can make adjustment steps. Number 5 is have physical routines in between points. Number 6 is the British double system is about making the opponents lose by creating pressure and making mistakes. So use it as your own system. Number 7 is you must stay in the present to play well. Number 8 is the slice serve is the best one to learn first. Number 9 is your goal is to play normal, not great in important matches. And number 10 is in doubles, never hit to the forehand twice. So those are the top 10 lessons that I have for you all today. But stay tuned because we also have a couple prizes to give away, and also a couple, and also just a really cool package for you all that is just unbelievable, like insane value that maybe we should talk about now, Peter. So take it away.
Go for it now. Yeah. So the package that we have is definitely owning a lifetime access pass to the Tennis Summit. And when you do that, also, I am giving away my top 10 lessons of Tennis Con. And so we've got great lessons from a lot of people that you've already seen. Plus, we have lessons from like Rod Laver and Mark Woodford and things like that. It's pretty cool. And also, I just did my Tabata workout and filmed it for you guys. I did promise I would do it. I was shooting for Friday. I messed that up. But it is up. It's a link. So tomorrow when I wake up and I look at all the people who have been smart investors in their game and got a lifetime access pass, I'll be sending you an email. And so also if you are on the live stream tonight and you did purchase from me and you did not see that link come through, definitely look tomorrow. It should be there. And I have sent out 2 or 3 emails now to all the people who bought last time I was on live. So I have been following up. So if you ever don't get something from me, email me. Don't think I'm trying to pull like some kind of mean, cruel joke on you guys. Like, our bonuses are real. Sometimes maybe they might go into a spam folder, or sometimes your eyes might miss the email, but we are following up, guys. This is not, we're not pulling any shenanigans on you guys, is all I have to say. Mehrban, take it away.
For sure, yeah. So I just want to, recap the full value that you will get, and it's really like just so many amazing reviews about the summit. But so you're gonna get lifetime access to all. It's actually 45 plus masterclasses. I think it's 48 in total, which is amazing. lifetime access. And then you also get lifetime access to all the MP3 files to listen to it whenever you want. I've had people tell me that they love listening to the summit while they're driving on long drives or, at home while cooking. So it's really, really valuable in
On
itself.
dates, they love to listen to it on romantic dates. Maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, and Jamie even says that I've been buying the All Access Pass for 3 years, and it's nice to be able to go back and watch things again. So definitely hit the nail on the head with that, Jamie. And then you'll also get transcripts of all the summit sessions, which is a ton of work. Definitely, paying my people more than what you're going to pay for the transcripts here. And then you also get the Tennis Summit implementation worksheet, a $47 value. And then you'll get an exclusive access to the Summit Facebook group, which is really fun to interact. Hillary's here. I've been commenting with her on there and a bunch of others. Jamie is in there as well. And then members only VIP live streams with myself as well in the future. That's a $97 value. And then special deals and discounts from our partners. A lot of discounts that you'll get from the coaches and other partners. And I appreciate Hillary saying it's certainly worth the All Access Pass. And then, as we said, you're getting Pete's bonuses for the top 10 lessons from TennisCon, plus his Tabata workout, which is a big hit already from people so excited to get it. And you're getting all of this for only this $97 price tag here. Which is just really incredible value, but that's just what we do. We try to give you the most value as possible to help you improve. So that is the full package there. Plus, like I mentioned, Pete's bonuses. And when does that offer expire again, Pete, with the bonuses?
Well, I will keep those bonuses until we close on Wednesday night.
Okay. Perfect. So. Yeah, so highly
but
encourage
it's good
you.
to do it while it's on the top of your mind, and I will definitely be sending out emails. See, I get to wake up in the morning and see the new list of people who have gotten a pass, and so I can wake up in the morning, see that, and then send you all those bonuses first thing tomorrow, and including the workout.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited, after taking some rest to go back to, my All Access Pass and just checking out all the lessons that I need to. I gotten some emails from several players who said that they're going to listen to the doubles sessions, for example, before they play their matches. And, it's just a helpful resource, really helpful, amazing information. Thank you, Steven, as well. Bought it first day and well worth it. Paul, my first summit, and I loved it. Yeah, so thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, so now we want to get to the prizes as well. So we're going to give away 2 All Access Passes today. And Peter, do you have any quiz questions?
Why do you do this to me? Okay. All right. Ready? We're going to have to be quick on the dial on this one.
Okay.
Rafa Nadal beat Tsitsipas in the Barcelona final today. What was the score of the last set?
All right. Let us know. We're looking. There's a little bit of a delay, Peter, by the way, when people type in answers. Yeah. Just a heads up.
Yep. I know, they come flying in.
Yeah. Oh, and also, if you, already have this year's pass, I will add a different summit. So just to let you know that.
Yep. James. Oh. I see James getting it.
I saw Allison. Do you see Allison's?
I don't see Allison.
Okay.
I see James first. I don't even see Allison on the list.
Oh, really? I see Allison up here on my list.
Where?
It's in my Ecamm Live software. Yeah, it's strange actually, but I see Allison who got it. So
you're the boss. You're the boss, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, sorry if there's sometimes it's glitchy for certain people with YouTube, but I see Allison here first. So Allison, honor code. If for whatever reason you see yourself below the others, let me know, but I see you first on my my list here. So email me and I will send you one. And there you go. But thank you. Like, I think most people got it right. So good guesses, everybody. Oh, okay. Who was first, James? Let me know. All right. Let's see. So the second one. I'll ask this one. Second one.
Yes, please.
Who for the other final today? Karatsev versus Berrettini. What was the final set score for that match?
Good matches today.
Let's see. A little bit of a delay, of course. Let me know when you see. Or actually, I'll look. It cost me a second to put the dash. That's funny. Well, we got a
James is
couple.
wrong. Wrong.
Yeah.
Ralph, yes.
Ralph. There it is, Ralph. Congrats. Congrats to you. And just email me, and then I will send you a pass, or just remind me if you have this year's, and I'll give you another year's pass. So good try, everybody. I just want to, well, actually, I'll give Peter any other just thoughts generally on the tips or, next steps or anything like that that you want to share.
Yes. So this is my final thing of the night. That Sissipas, I got to see him in an interview leading up to the finals against Rafa, and he certainly has nothing to be ashamed of. He played outstanding. And somebody asked him, because he's been on such a great run lately, what is he most proud of? And he said his mental consistency. And he said that, it's so easy for people. He's like, as humans, we just don't really like to stick with routines for very long. We, even though we know they're good for us, there's something in us that wants to just jump from this to that to this to that, and but it's all about that repetition. And so if you saw a lesson, which I'm sure you saw more than one or two, but let's just say you saw 3 to 5 lessons in this tennis summit, and you're like, man, if I did that drill, or if I did that workout, or if I took that piece of advice, I know I would get better. Really focus on that for at least 30 days. Like, take those tips, watch those videos from the tennis summit over and over and over again. Get obsessed with it. The people who achieve high levels, they get obsessed with the most simple things. That's how they're able to be better than the rest of us, is they will do the mundane till it's just like second nature to them. And, if we want to be better, we got to do the same kind of things that they do.
Exactly, Pete. And, I'll just say it again. I think that if you really want to improve and you found certain things from the summit that you want to use in the future, like, it's just really valuable to get the all access pass. It's totally worth it. And to just be able to look through it almost like, Netflix, or just like a big file folder of content to help you improve and refer back to. You don't want to be at this stage where you like practice something and then you like try to, you forget it and you want to go back, but you don't have the resource. That's it's never fun. So I just want to again, go back to here and just show you what you're going to get. Basically, it's all the master classes, all 45 plus. The MP3 files, the transcripts, implementation worksheet, the Summit Facebook group access, the live streams, and the special deals and discounts. And, any one by themselves is already worth it. But not only that, you get Peter's top 10 sessions from TennisCon and the Tabata workout bonuses if you purchase through his link today. So I'll encourage you to do that. And Pete, give me 1 second while I drop that link in the chat, just in case people don't see it on the page. But Peter, anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I think again, I just want to congratulate you for another amazing year. A lot of patience, a lot of work, a lot of passion went into putting this all together. And say, great job, friend. You did amazing. And I know people out there who love tennis look forward to this every year. And so, yeah, support my man Mehrban and pick up a lifetime access pass. He's putting the link in the chat. And, you know, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
For sure, for sure. So thank you so much. Let's see, Mark, my first summit, blown away from all the actionable info. Thank you so much for offering this. Appreciate that, Mark. Eddie, you guys are great. I loved watching some of the summit this year. Jason, yes. So the video with Ian Westerman from Essential Tennis, we actually did this live, but there's obviously a replay in the All Access Pass vault, talking about not only the strategies of return of serve, but also even the technique as well. So he talks about how to practice it, how to do it, how to execute a great return of serve. For singles and doubles, so that's in there too. There's basically a lesson for everything, which is part of why the summit is so awesome and why I really think you should get the All Access Pass, to have a library of all the lessons. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it from me. Hillary, thank you so much. Standing ovation. You're too kind. Jude, kudos. Mehrban, very well organized summit. Thanks so much. So if you need anything from me, just shoot me an email. And also you can contact me in the Facebook group if you have the All Access Pass. And happy to answer any of your questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know Pete probably has to go, but I have a feeling this may not be the last of Pete and I live streaming. You might see us again.
Yeah,
So, but
definitely.
yeah. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Pete. If you, like I said, if you had any other comments or questions and we didn't get to it, we have limited time, so just contact me. But thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening. Check out the All Access Pass through the link that I shared to support Peter and myself. And appreciate seeing you all. And thank you so much. And one final. I'm so sorry. I forgot to announce this, Pete. You might know what I'm going to say. So, for those of you who joined late to the summit, I'm just kind of a softy and everything. So, if you joined late, tomorrow I'm going to announce only for 24 hours that we're going to reopen the sessions just only for 24 hours. So still think you should get the All Access Pass for sure, but we're going to do a limited opening from Monday morning to Tuesday morning. So that was, one announcement I just want to make, and we'll email you all. But yeah, just almost forgot to share that. So, but besides that, support Peter and I if you so choose and get the All Access Pass. And I'm really happy to see all of the positive comments. And also, James, looking forward to TennisCon in October. Awesome. Definitely want to check that out with my man Pete. Thank you, Scipia. Thank you, Jeff. Mark likes Rod Laver. Nice. Bruce, thank you, Peter, for your suggestion to reflect on lessons learned and start on the implementation plan. We're very well done. Charlotte, awesome summit. Thank you all. This is actually goodbye this time, but we'll see you soon. Have a great night. Thanks so much for the support, and talk to you later.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Joe.